Aloha, fellow FACEY members. I am joining you from Flight WestJet 1852 to Hawaii. I wanted to highlight another excellent tool we use in our classrooms, the Smart Document Camera. We use the camera to tape lessons to provide our sub with a teaching lesson on days that we are away. Some of us have also used the camera to tape our daily lessons and post them to our math website. This is a tool that benefits students for when they are away and need to catch up. We don't have to spend our time after school or at lunch to reteach the lesson. We can just send them to our website. Or sometimes the student just needs to go back and review a concept. Our department highlighted a few strategies we use in our classroom with you today to get students moving and engaged, and I'm going to share a little bit of research behind it. An article was written by Robert J. Marzano, and in the article, studies showed that on average, using academic games in the classroom is associated with a 20% point gain in student achievement, which we thought was an interesting stat. Also, Peter Littledale from Simon Fraser University also did some research on time to task and motivation to work. He compared students' motivation to work with relationship to working on pen and paper versus working on whiteboards. And the following chart highlights some of his findings. The first one I want to make note of is time to task. This was a measurement on how much time passed between the task being given by a teacher and a discussion starting within a student group. We can clearly see that the time is similar across the board. So regardless of the work surface students are working in, a discussion starting isn't going to be affected. What is alarming is time to notation. So this was a measurement on how much time passed between the task being given and the first mathematical notation actually being made on the work surface. And you'll notice that if students are working on some kind of whiteboard surface, it took a vertical whiteboard surface 20.3 seconds for them to actually write something down versus 2.4 minutes on paper, which we thought was a very interesting stat. And then along with that goes along with eagerness. And eagerness was measured on how eager a group was to start working. And this was measured on a 3-point scale, 3 points being the best and 0 being the worst. So again, you'll notice students working on a vertical or horizontal whiteboard, a 3 out of 3 points, eagerness to get to work. Students wanting to just jump into the task versus on paper was only 1 out of 3. So as a department, we try to use our whiteboards as much as we can to change up the dynamics in the classroom. It just gets students moving and more engaged. I hope some of this information has been useful and you can maybe use it in context in your own classroom. We've also posted these articles on our Google Classroom, and if you wanted to take a closer look. Have an amazing November break.